Buenos días, Mariah, ¿cómo estás? Okay. Hoy estudiamos más los mandatos. Okay. Mandatos afirmativos y mandatos negativos. Right? Affirmative commands and negative commands. Obviously, affirmative commands do this. Negative commands don't do this. Okay, what we talked about today, what you missed, we did affirmative and negative commands. There's two different ways, or we form these two types of commands in different ways. Okay, you were here yesterday when we talked about affirmative commands, telling somebody to do something. All right, first you take the to form of the present tense verb. Okay, so if you have the verb cantar, tú cantas. If you have comer, tú comes. All right, take the to form of the verb and take off the S, drop the S. Okay, so you have the worksheet that says all of the commands. So if you want to tell somebody to study, estudia. Work, trabaja. Look, mira. Take the to form of the verb and you simply drop the S. So those are affirmative commands. You're telling somebody to do something. Negative commands, mandatos negativos, have a few more steps. Okay, you're telling somebody don't do this. First, you take the yo form of the verb. Okay, the yo form of the verb in the present tense. The reason we do that is that some verbs are irregular in the yo form. Let's take the verb tener, for example, to have. Tener in the yo form in the present tense is, you guessed it, Mariah, it's yo tengo. Okay, yo tengo. So you take the yo form of the verb. Second step, drop the O. Your third step is to take the opposite ending after you've dropped the O. For AR verbs, do ES endings. ER, IR verbs, you add AS to the end. So tener is an ER verb. You drop the O and you add AS. So the negative command would be no tengas, don't have. Okay, no tengas el estrés. Don't have stress. Bueno, practicamos un poco. All right. We practice a little bit. Let's practice a little bit here. All right, so if we had comer, to eat. All right, our positive command, mandato afirmativo, you want to tell somebody to eat, would be come. Tú comes, drop the S, come. Come más fruta. Eat more fruit, right? But if you want to tell somebody to not eat or not eat a specific thing, okay, so the negative command, so it's no comer, don't eat. First, you take the yo form, yo como, drop the O, and then add the opposite ending, okay? You see comer is an ER verb, so we add the AS ending. No comas, don't eat. Okay, no comas mucha pizza. Okay, then the question is asked, why do we take the yo form first? Again, to remind you, some verbs are irregular in the yo form. Take salir, for example. Yo salgo, I leave or I exit, I go out. Yo salgo, second step, drop the O. Third step, add the opposite ending. No salgas, all right? A lot of romantic movies, you see, please don't go, don't leave me, don't leave. No salgas. Que triste, que triste. Okay. All right, there's also cars, gars, and czars. Those come back to haunt you. All right, we had these in the preterite in the yo form, but for two commands, they're only in the negative commands. Only when the commands are negative, because when the commands are negative, they take the opposite ES ending for AR, cars, gars, and czars. Okay, so the negative commands, let's take the verb tocar, llegar, empezar. To touch, to play, to arrive, and to start. All right, if you want to say don't touch, like you're in a store and there's lots of glass or valuable things around, don't touch. Okay, so our steps, 1, 2, 3. Step 1, the yo form, toco, drop the O, step 2, and then add the opposite ending, step 3. No toques. But because of how the Spanish language works, if ES, or if an E comes after a C, technically that C is pronounced like an S. So this would be read toses. But because we want it to say toques, we have to change the C to a QU. It takes a spelling change. So our new verb would be no toques. No toques. Don't touch. No touch. All right. Llegar, to arrive. All right. 3 simple steps. Hopefully you're getting the hang of it by now. The yo form, llego. Drop the O. 3rd step, add opposite ending. Es. No llegues. Again, because of how the language works, we have to change the G to GU. No llegues tarde a la clase de español. Don't arrive late to Spanish class. Okay, no llegues. G-U-E-S. Finally, ZARS, empezar, to begin or to start. I want to tell you guys, don't start yet. Maybe I gave you a prueba or examen. Okay, the yo form, empezar, is a stem changer. Yo empiezo, yo form. Take off the O, 2nd step. 3rd step, add the opposite ending. Es, no empieces. All right, but it's not spelled correctly with the Z. We changed the Z to a C. No empieces. Don't start. Okay, so our 3 spelling changes, cars, gars, and zars. C to QU, G to GU, Z to C. Finally, dun dun dun. All right, lo siento, I'm sorry, but there are mandatos irregulares. All right, hopefully they're a little bit easier to remember than the preterite irregular verbs, and I hope that they will be. Are irregular commands. Okay, now these, we're back to affirmative commands. These are affirmative commands. Okay, so we're telling somebody to do this. Venir, to come, is ven. So if you're talking to a niño or a friend, ven aquí or ven acá, ven aquí, ven acá, come here. Decir, to say, di, di. Di la verdad, tell the truth. Salir, to leave, is sal. Okay, leave, sal. Hacer, to do or to make, haz, H-A-Z. Haz la tarea. Tener, to have, ten. Ten cuidado, be careful or have caution. Ten paciencia, have patience. Ir is ve a la oficina, go to the office. Ve a mi casa, go to my house. Poner, pon. Tu mamá could say to you, pon la mesa. Pon la mesa. Set the table. Y finalmente, ser. Sé. Be. Sé simpático, por favor. Be kind, please. Okay? Be a nice person. Or sé feliz. Be happy. Be a happy person. Right, now, there's a simple way, a rather silly phrase to remember all these irregulars. And it's kind of a weird phrase in English. But Vin Diesel as ten veponse. If you try to pronounce it in a German accent, which obviously you guys can tell mine is awful. But if you pronounce that phrase in a German accent, it will help you remember the irregular verbs. Ven di sal as ten veponse. Vin Diesel has 10 weapons. Ven di sal as ten veponse. Ok, magnífico. La tarea. La tarea es R52, 4 y 5. Hasta luego.